Hello dear Patreons, welcome to this video. As I promised you, I will share with you a few tips to start painting with your watercolor kit outside. I think these tips are important, especially when you're just starting and want to develop your creative practice for a long time. So these are things that helped me a lot at the beginning and that I hope they help you as well. So don't hesitate to try them out several times and of course adapt them to your needs or to your preferences. But the goal is that you start your painting journey outside and that we together create this creative routine. So let's get into it. Okay, so this is some of my materials that I will show you, but I don't want to focus only on the materials you should start with because, well, for materials I created a guide that I uploaded this month on Patreon, so you can download the PDF and read it if you need any advice in buying brushes, paints, paper, etc. Here I will focus on how to start painting outside, how to start painting in plein air when you go on a holiday or when you are having some chat with some friends or you are on a hike and see an amazing landscape or a beautiful animal that crosses your path. So mainly the goal here is that you start painting outside. So the first tip I have for you to avoid overwhelm, and that is really important at the beginning, is to pack light. This means to not carry 200 supplies, just carry a small backpack with just one notebook and a small pencil case or case where you have your supplies. I mean, it can be smaller than this, okay? I will show you what I have here, but it's really essential that you prioritize your favorite tools if you already have some. And if you don't have favorite tools yet, don't worry, just buy the basics. And then, yeah, bring them with you everywhere you can. So I will show you an example of what packing light means. For me, what is essential is a box of watercolors, a mechanical pencil or pencil to sketch. If you like sketching with fine liners, instead of bringing the pencil, you can bring a fine liner or both, that's fine. Then some clips. These are very useful, I will show you why. An eraser, or if you use the eraser of the mechanical pencil, it's fine. And honestly, that's it, except for brushes. Brushes, you have two options. The first option is you either carry a water brush like these ones. So this is a brush that has a water body. So this is a reservoir. So this means you can put water into this into the body of the brush, and then you paint directly with this brush and you squeeze it when you want more water to go out, you see. So you have this option, which is great because you don't need to carry additional water. Most of the water you need is here, although I recommend bringing some more in case you you finish it. Another option is to bring a brush, just a brush, and then bring a bottle of water and a little cup like this one. So this is a collapsible cup. This is a small one. I bought it in Stablo, but you can find some hiking cups in hiking stores or outdoor stores that are for drinking, and then you can use them just for painting. So for me, these are the essentials. Apart from the sketchbook, of course, I didn't mention it, but this is really needed. Just as a funny side story, because I just came from the Urban Sketchers Symposium in Neuchâtel. I remember the first time going to the Urban Sketchers event in my city, I forgot my sketchbook. So yeah, definitely very important to paint, to have some paper or surface to paint on. Coming back to the brushes discussion, if you bring this kind of brush, make sure you keep the plastic protection for the bristles. If not, you can also buy a travel brush. Okay, so the important thing, you only need one really. I like to bring two. I will tell you why. You can either bring one like this one, which has a medium size, like size 8, with a fine point that allows you to make small details. Or if you bring one like this doesn't have such a fine point to make details, also because maybe it's a bit old. I may need to change it, but you can then bring a smaller one for details if you want. But yeah, if you have one with a good pointy end, then you are fine. It's enough. And the good thing about bringing your own brush and water is that you have more control over the water you are using than if you use these brushes, especially at the beginning. When you are more experienced, right now, for example, I feel I can use these two and I can control quite well the water with both of them, but at the beginning I found this one very frustrating. So yeah, whatever you want, really, if you choose it, that's fine. Doesn't mean you will have a wrong experience or bad experience. It's just so you know, here you will control less the water that you use, because yeah, the squeezing is not that precise, you know, and then here you can control more. So that's the only difference between both. But yeah, the idea is that you pack light and you don't bring a ton of supplies that will make you feel overwhelmed. The second tip I have for you is that you look for calm places. So at the beginning, I was afraid of people looking at my painting and thinking, oh my God, what is she painting? Her art is so bad, you know, or just people poking around without telling me anything. I had a lot of fear of being judged, you know, and especially when you're a beginner and you don't know the craft, you don't know the skill, you are not happy with the results you have sometimes, and that's completely normal. It's part of the process. But yeah, I didn't want others to see that, right? So what I did is, I remember that I took my bike and then I went into calm places in nature, or for example, if I visited a place that is not in nature, that is in the city, I try to go in weird times, you know, like for example when everyone was at work, or when it was like lunchtime and I knew that people were having lunch and not in this museum or in this place. So look for calm places around you where you can paint alone and without distractions and without people. The third tip I have for you, it's related to really the fear of the white page, which means, okay, now I'm set up, I have my minimal setup, I found a calm place, and yeah, what should I do now? Like, how should I start? By the way, these clips are super big, you can find smaller ones, okay? But they are useful to have your pages like that. Sometimes there is wind outside and maybe you are painting, and then some pages come on this one when the paint is still wet. So that's why I really recommend these two clips as basic tools for our paintings. So here, when we are in our place with our minimal supplies, what should we do? How should we start? What do we paint? First of all, I will tell you to take some minutes, you know, so you are calm and relaxed wherever you are, wherever you decided to be, and then just look around. Just feel the place, see if there is any bench to sit on, any rock to sit on. Yeah, find a comfortable place where you can be, and then you can see if something around captures your attention. That's what I do. If something captures my attention, I sometimes, yeah, I'm just wandering around looking at things, and Sometimes just at the beginning of the sketching session, when I arrive, something really captured my attention. Maybe a bright flower or a plant I don't know about, or I don't know, the shadow on one of the buildings, you know. So if something captured your attention, I recommend that you paint that, you know, even if you don't think you have the skill, paint that, because it's so much easier when you like the subject you are painting and you have some interest on it, right? So just focus on that. If you don't know how to paint it, it's completely normal as well at the beginning. So what I did, you can see this in my previous sketchbooks, much more than on this one. But what you can do is that you can start swatching colors. Okay, that means that instead of focusing on the shapes of the thing you want to paint, you can focus on the colors, and then use your paint just to swatch the colors you see around and create a palette, you know, mixing different greens, different blues, some yellows, some pinks that I see. So that's our third tip indeed. Start swatching. Start swatching colors that you see around you. I think that's so much fun, and it helps break the ice, and it helps with the fear of the white page, because the page is not white anymore. You have already some color, and then it's less intimidating to start. Another thing you can do, and that I find very fun, is to just start putting color on the paper, like in this spread, and then you paint on top of it, right? So you wait for it to dry and then you paint on top of it. So I did it here with this spread. I painted just some pink, yellowish, greenish brush strokes, and then here indeed I did it with color pencil, but that's fine. You can paint on top of watercolor with more watercolor. So you can also start like this and just focus on putting some color on the page so it's not white anymore, and then you can start painting on it. Okay, so my last tip for you is that if you are painting something more like a scene, like a landscape, a cityscape, and it's not an object, like, I don't know, if you were sketching this cup or a flower, if you are doing something more like this, start with your horizon line. So when you sit down and you look in front of you, where your eyes look at, that's the horizon line. Okay, in this case you can see it's this line, it's the coastline on the lake. Okay, sometimes the horizon line is not a straight line because you cannot see it. For example, here we have another horizon line. You see, this is the horizon line, so the line that divides the sky from the water, or the sky from the floor. But for example, here you don't see the horizon line because it's behind this mountain, but you can always start by putting that horizon line. Why? Because that helps you have some line already in your paper and in your sketch. And then from that line, you can better see what's the next line that you will put. So if you put, for example, I will show you. I didn't finish this sketch anyway. I will make a sketchbook tour soon because I'm finishing this sketchbook, but yeah, that's another topic completely different. Here, if I put this horizon line first, then I know, okay, then the building that is here is like this high. You see, like, you can start to relate things to this horizon line. Like, okay, if the horizon line is here, then, oh, I see like this fountain is right here, and then I can put already this sketch, you know. So whenever you start sketching, you can really relate one object to the next one. And then if you made a building this high, then you know the next one will be similar height, right? And then you know the mountain is much higher related to these buildings here. So that's what I mean. Start always with your horizon line. Is the line that you see when you sit down or you are standing, it doesn't matter, and you look in front of you. If you see a line, just put that one and start sketching from there. Okay, so that was all for today. These 4 tips will for sure help you start. Then don't worry, we can deep dive into the techniques that you need or any other struggles you are facing. You can always ask me and we can make a video about it or have more tips on how to paint certain subjects. But the goal here is that you start painting outside and you start enjoying it. Don't worry if at the beginning it's a bit challenging. It's normal because it's something new you are doing and you are absolutely amazing for trying it out, really. I hope that after some time you love painting outside as much as I do and that you enjoy your creative journey outside. And yeah, thank you for watching this video. Don't hesitate to write me in the comments if you need any more guidance or if you have any other issue you would like us to resolve. And I will see you in our next live stream session. Thank you so much. Bye. Happy painting.